In this video, we're going to be discussing degrees, minutes, and seconds when measuring angles. Okay, we spend so much time in trig measuring angles that we often find that we're either using degrees or radians. But when we use degrees, we kind of go back and forth between what we call decimal degrees and degrees, minutes, seconds. Okay, and degrees, minutes, seconds. It's kind of a system that's been around for quite a while, but we tend to use it with navigation or sometimes even with, like satellite imagery, which I suppose would be navigation as well. But we often use calculators to find approximations for trig functions between 0 and 90 degrees. But before we do that, we're going to look at decimal degrees and degrees, minutes, seconds in more detail. So now when we talk about degrees, what I want us to realize is, of course, there are 360 degrees in a full rotation. This would be 360 degrees right here. Or we could say that two lines form a linear pair if this is 180 degrees right here. But from time to time, we find situations in which we have a fraction of a degree. And so the question is, what do you do when you have a half of a degree or a fourth of a degree or something like that? How can you partition the degree itself? And so what we're going to do is we're going to partition a degree in this video. So a degree, we classify a degree as being 1/360th of a full 100 rotation, or full rotation, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to split this degree up into even smaller parts. So what we'll do is we'll take this degree right here and we'll split it up into 60 smaller size parts. 60 of these 60 smaller size parts here, and we're going to refer to this as 60 minutes, okay? So we say 60 minutes. 1 degree is 60 minutes, and we refer to 60 minutes as this right here. We say this is 60 with a notch mark. Now 1 notch mark represents this. This is read as 60 minutes is how you would read this. And what we're saying is this: 1 degree is made up of 60 smaller sized parts that if you add them all together make up this 1 full degree. So if 60 minutes adds up to 1 full degree, then we could also say this: 1 minute is equal to 1/60th of a degree. Okay. Likewise, what if we were to now take this minute, which is a 60th of a degree, and we were to split it up into 60 smaller sized parts? Then we could say this: 1 minute is equal to this. We could say 60 seconds. Okay, we'd refer to this as 60 seconds. Now this has nothing to do with time. It has not anything to do with time. It has to do with splitting up something into smaller sized parts. Okay, so we say 1 degree has 60 minutes in it. So 1 minute is 1/60th of a degree, okay? Now we say 1 minute has 60 seconds in it. So if there is 60 seconds in 1 minute and 60 minutes in 1 degree, then we could say this. We say this. I suppose 60, we say 1 second is equal to 1/3600th of a degree. Okay, a 60th of a 60th of a degree. So the definition of 1 minute is right here, and the definition of 1 second is right here. You want to make sure that you write those things down, but we tend to tack those things on to regular full degree measures. So for instance, we could say an angle could be 52 degrees in 10 minutes, and we would write it this way: 52 degrees with a degree symbol, the degree circle, and then we'd have a notch mark here for minutes. Or we would write and read this one as 5 degrees, 27 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, so in reality what we're really saying is this: if we were to say, pull this one down here, 5 degrees, 27 minutes and 30 seconds, we're really saying 5 degrees plus 27/60ths of a degree, because that's 27 minutes, 27/60ths of a degree, plus another 3600ths of a degree. Okay, and we could say this really represents the same thing. We're just getting really small with our fractions, okay? So now what we want to do is kind of take an approach where we add and subtract with degrees, minutes, and seconds, okay? And this is not a hard thing to do, but we're going to kind of start by looking at this example right here. And you'll notice that I write here, it says it can be done by stacking respective quote-unquote place values. So when you add or subtract in degrees, minutes, seconds, let's keep one thing in mind. You want to add up degrees with degrees, and you want to add up, say, minutes with minutes and seconds with seconds. So it's often convenient to stack these numbers. So we could say 48 degrees plus another 49/60ths of a degree. We're going to take this and we're going to add it to 72 degrees and 26 minutes. Okay, so now just like with regular addition, we're going to start on the right side here. We say 9 plus 6 is 15. We'll carry our 1. 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 plus 2 is 7. So we get 75 total minutes. And in terms of how many total degrees do we get here, we say 2 plus 8 is 10. And then 1 plus 4 is 5, and 5 plus 7 is 12. So we get this. And I got to be real honest with you that this is the sum. But one other thing I want to keep in mind is this. It takes 60 minutes to add up to a full degree. So when you look at something like this, we could re-express this as 120 degrees plus 75 sixtieths of a degree. But keep in mind that this is what we call an improper fraction because the numerator is bigger than the bottom. So we tend not to want to write things like this. So whenever you have over 60 minutes or 60 seconds, we're going to take that and we're going to rewrite that as kind of like a mixed number. Now, the next few examples, I'm not going to do it this kind of a long of a drawn out example, but we'd say it would look like this: 1 and 15 sixtieths degrees, because that's the same thing as 75 sixtieths, but we'll take this full degree and we'll just kind of throw it in with our full degrees over here. We'll say, well, then this is really a total of 121 degrees, and then there were 15 sixtieths of a degree left over. But we're really going to write this as 121 degrees, okay, and 15 minutes. So essentially, if we wanted to take this shortcut, the short version, we basically could have said this: look, 120 degrees and 75 minutes, which is what we got when we added this up, just like normal. We could say, well, 60 of these 75 makes a full degree, so we'll tack that full degree over here and make it 121. And if we took 60 of those 75 away, it left behind the other 15. So we're going to bury these last ones really kind of quicker here. We say 42 degrees, 20 minutes, 38 seconds. We're going to add that to 17 degrees, 42 minutes, and we have 0 seconds with this second sum. We could say, all right, well, 0 seconds. So if we add these on, we get 38 seconds on the right. 38 seconds, that's what I get when I add these two here. We say 20 minutes plus 42 minutes is 62 minutes. And then we say 17 plus 42 is 59 degrees. So our sum is 59 degrees, 62 minutes, 38 seconds. Now keep in mind, this is over 60. Okay, so we're going to take 60 of these minutes and make it into a full degree and give it to this. So now this would instead be one more full degree from the 60 minutes, 60 degrees. We would have had 2 minutes left over and 38 seconds left over. So this is really our sum in a simplified form. Now subtraction, very quickly. We're still going to stack these, and I'll write it out this time. 54 degrees, 10 minutes, minus 33 degrees, 15 minutes. And we're still going to start on the right, but what I want you to notice is this: 10 minus 15, we don't have enough to do this. So just like you would with a normal subtraction problem, we're going to borrow a full degree and make this 53. But the thing is this: we're not going to add like a 1 over here like you normally would with a decimal system. We're saying we're adding 60 minutes because a full degree, we borrowed a full degree, and that is 60 minutes. So 60 minutes plus this 10 minutes here, that actually makes that a 70-minute thing. So we actually turn this into 70 minutes because we took 60 of those minutes from that full degree and put it on with the 10 we already had. So 70 minus 15 is going to leave us with 55 minutes. And 53 minus 33 is going to give us 20 degrees. So again, really quickly, we'll show this again. We say 90 degrees, 0 minutes, minus 24 degrees, 14 minutes. Again, we don't have enough to subtract here. So what we'll do is we'll make this 89 degrees and take that degree and bring it over here and make it 60 minutes on top of the 0 we had. So 60 minus 14 is going to leave us with 48 minutes, and 89 minus 24 is going to leave us with 65 degrees. So 65 degrees and 48 minutes. That's how you work with degrees, minutes, seconds.